Hey party people, I'm Novaverse and welcome to BP Fun. In today's video, I'll be going over my top 10 favorite JoJo Bizarre Adventure Stands. For this list, I'll be selecting my favorite stands throughout the vast JoJo universe from the anime and the manga. I will only be selecting canonical stands, also this list will contain huge spoilers for characters and events, so spoiler warning. So, without further ado, let's get into the list. Number 10. Heiya. Heiya is the stand of Poco Loco and appears in part 7 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Steel Ball Run. Heiya is a close-range, artificial humanoid, sentient stand that encourages the user throughout any situation. Heiya does not appear to have any combat abilities, only talking to and advising the user. Heiya has a very positive and friendly attitude towards Poco Loco, usually boosting the user's confidence with his speeches. The keyword Heiya typically says is luck, telling the user that luck is on their side. What I love about Heiya is that it is believed to improve the user's luck. However, all it does is encourage the user and put them in a good mood. That's it. Number 9. Jailhouse Lock.
スタンド名はジェイルハウスロック。安泰の警告のために見せている。
Jailhouse Lock is the stand of Mucha Muller and appears in part 6 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean. Jailhouse Lock is a close-range psychological assault artificial humanoid stand that locks anyone who tries to escape the prison. The main way Jailhouse Lock accomplished this is with its main ability to lock the target. The victim is now only able to process and remember 3 memories, and when they learn a 4th memory, they will forget the first thing they learned, and so on and so forth. The power is extremely crippling as the victim finds themselves distracted by the flow of new information, forgetting to perform any important task like finding the user to defeat them. The thing that fascinates me about Jailhouse Lock is the user can exploit the memory loss to their advantage by distracting the enemies with many pieces of new information so they can completely forget about the actual attack. If someone affected is attacked by more than 3 people at the same time, their perception of reality is limited to only being able to perceive 3 of them at a time. Even if there's a room full of guards attacking, the victim would still only be able to remember the first 3 and the rest would remain invisible. Number 8. Jumping Jack Flash. Jumping Jack Flash! Jumping Jack Flash is the stand of Lang Wrangler and appears in part 6 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean. Jumping Jack Flash is a close-range, artificial humanoid stand that has the power to turn any target the user spits on into the center of gravity. Jumping Jack Flash is a powerful stand relying on its crippling power of gravity removal to disable its victims and then harass them from afar until they die. It creates a vacuum of about 20 meters around the victim that threatens to suck away their blood from any wound and eventually causes the boiling of the bloodstream long before suffocation sets in. In the vacuum, anything containing air becomes a potential explosive, which Lang Wrangler uses to his advantage to propel shrapnel of various objects into his enemies. Lang Wrangler himself can become weightless, but his better mastery of movement in a zero-gravity environment and the suction cups on the tip of his hands and feet to stick on the walls make him nimble. A cool function that Jumping Jack Flash has is being armed with 2 centrifuges on each wrist that can store small objects such as screws and bolts and then turn at high speeds, accumulating centripetal force inside the object before launching them into an enemy as bullets. Number 7. Weather Report.
天候を自由に操れること。スタンド名も
Weather Report is the stand of the prisoner Weather Report and appears in part 6 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean. Weather Report is a close-range, artificial humanoid, natural non-humanoid cloud stand that has the ability to manipulate the weather of the immediate environment. Weather manipulates the surrounding atmosphere with his stand, allowing him to freely summon several weather phenomena like wind, rain, or lightning to his advantage. Weather Report's most featured use of this ability is control over wind for various purposes such as gusts of wind to propel himself, detect movement, pierce through bodies, deflect projectiles, and manipulate the concentration of specific gases. Weather Report also likes to manipulate clouds and humidity to protect itself and take advantage of the environment. The craziest ability though is Heavy Weather, an ability activated when Weather Report obtains his stolen memories and automatically unleashes his rage. Heavy Weather alters the refraction of angles in sun rays entering Earth's atmosphere with Weather Report's ability to control the weather. As a result, rainbows manifest in the surrounding vicinity, and those who see the rainbow will perceive themselves as being a snail due to a natural subliminal effect created by the altered refraction angles. The deep subliminal effect of the ability physically affects their body as well. The transformation can be either a progressive change into a giant snail hybrid, a breakdown into numerous snails, or an explosion into a cluster of snail eggs that hatch immediately. One can also begin to turn into a snail by physically touching one of the snails created, or an individual already turning into a snail. Number 6. Bohemian Rhapsody. Bohemian Rhapsody is the stand of Yungalo and appears in Part 6 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean. Bohemian Rhapsody is a range-irrelevant psychological assault phenomena stand that has the ability to break the barrier between fiction and reality, drawing fictional characters into the real world and making people live out specific stories. Bohemian Rhapsody is a crazy powerful stand, being able to affect the entire world on a wide scale while the user can hide away safely from the chaos. The types of characters brought into reality range from cartoon and anime characters to works of art and drawings. As the stand draws power from the original artist's creativity and passion put into the work, the range of its ability is effectively infinite. Once a character is brought into life, they generally behave and act as they would within their own story. In addition, characters are also made of the same material they came from and can thus take advantage of their original form to avoid damage and move more easily. The true danger of Bohemian Rhapsody lies in its ability to force regular people to live out fictional stories. When someone recognizes a character they like, either consciously or subconsciously, their soul is quietly and immediately separated from their body. It is impossible to change the course of the story one finds themselves in. The story will continue to progress regardless of the victim's willingness to participate in, and fate itself will conspire to reenact its events. Number 5. Wanderer View. Wanderer View is the stand of Toru and appears in Part 8 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, JoJolian. Wanderer View is an automatic, sentient, natural humanoid, artificial humanoid that acts as the director of TG University Hospital using the name Satori Akufu and has the ability of causing calamity to anyone that pursues the stand or its user. Wanderer View allows Toru to lead a double life and assume under the identity of Satori Akufu, allowing him to act as the director of TG University Hospital. This is done by Wanderer View taking on a human form, which unlike most stands, can't be seen by non-stand users. Wanderer View is able to create multiple visions of himself, which can be designated to specific targets. These visions normally take on the form of Toru's assumed identity and typically positions themselves so that their back faces a given target. Wanderer View's primary ability allows it to manipulate a natural law of calamity, which is the form of negative energy independent from the stand. It is automatic and functions as a long range, making it extremely dangerous because there is little defense against it. Wanderer View's ability can be activated on a person who has looked at the stand's back while it is in human form. While Wanderer View's ability is activated, targets will experience horrible developments of reference to as calamities. Once Wanderer View has locked onto a target, any attempt to pursue or otherwise harm Satori Akufu will result in the ability reactivating. The threshold for the reactivation is extremely sensitive. While pursuit is the stand's most common trigger, Wanderer View can also attack any person who sees the back of the presumed user, regardless of whether or not they hold the intent to pursue. Objects that come in contact with Wanderer View can be infused with calamity and trigger the ability when touched. Number 4. The Hand. The Hand is the stand of Okuyasu Nijimura and appears in Part 4 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond is Unbreakable. The Hand is a close-range artificial humanoid stand that has the ability to erase anything its right palm touches. When the hand does a swiping motion with its arm, it erases things from the universe, be it physical matter or space itself. Objects that are subjected to the ability appear as if an extremely sharp blade has sliced clean through them. Okuyasu states also he doesn't know where the voided objects go. Whenever the hand stand erases something, the voided space is usually immediately filled and stitched up by adjacent space and objects, effectively removing any trace of the removed object's existence. A neat thing the hand is capable of using the space elimination is to give this normally short-range stand substantial range capabilities, as it can simply remove the space between itself and a target to bring them closer and have Okuyasu come to them. Number 3. Made in Heaven. Made in Heaven is the stand of Enrico Pucci and appears in Part 6 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean. Made in Heaven is a close-range, range-irrelevant, natural non-humanoid and is the final evolution of Pucci's stands before White Snake and Sea Moon. Made in Heaven's ability is to accelerate time using gravitational force to control the Earth, Moon, and in theory, the universe. The delay between people's perception and the actual flow of time causes everyone to see all non-biological events as being sped up, which is considerably dangerous to living beings. At a certain point, objects will appear so fast that they can produce images such as the sun rotating at higher and higher speeds in the sky until it becomes a strip of light. The craziest thing about Made in Heaven, though, is with time acceleration, the universe contracts and reaches a singularity point, a point in which the universe can become a new world. Through Made in Heaven's ability, those who survive the time acceleration are able to enter such a world. All surviving organisms from the previous world, even insignificant ones such as ants, are brought into the new world and positioned exactly where they should be according to fate. To these organisms, the formation of their new world will seem to have occurred in a split second. The souls of the dead at the time of the new world's creation cannot cross over. However, in their place, counterparts native to the new world appear, bearing heavy resemblance to their other selves and assuming their roles in fate. Number 2. Heaven's Door. Heaven's Door is the stand of Rohan Kishibe and appears in Part 4 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond is Unbreakable. Heaven's Door is a close-range, reconnaissance, natural humanoid stand that has the ability to turn people into books for Rohan to read. Heaven's Door is not suited for direct combat with foes, but with its incredible abilities, it can halt the competition. When the target is transformed, the contents of their books contain detailed and absolute true information on their subject, including physical characteristics, memories, and thoughts from their early to their latest, personality, and any details on their stand if they have one. By removing pages, Rohan causes his target to lose any memories detailed there, as long with the target quantity losing body mass. Should Rohan receive a substantial amount of physical damage or be knocked near unconscious, the removed pages will automatically return to the original source. The coolest thing about Heaven's Door is the ability to write commands into people. By writing into the pages of a person or objects transformed into books, Rohan may alter or erase memories or put hypnotic-like commands into the person's mind. Rohan's target will obey commands written into them closely, even against mental resistance. Before we get to my number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions. Number 1, Killer Queen. Killer Queen is the stand of Yoshikage Kira and appears in Part 4 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond is Unbreakable. Killer Queen is a close-range, natural humanoid stand and has abilities all related to bombs. Killer Queen's power evolves around setting up different kinds of bombs that can annihilate Kira's enemies in one blast, making it a very dangerous stand to face. Not only are the bombs powerful, but Kira is also able to deploy 2 bombs initially, then eventually 3 kinds of bombs with different strengths, giving the serial killer a large array of options when dealing with his foes. Killer Queen's primary bomb is to charge any object, inanimate or not, as a bomb simply by touching it. Using Killer Queen's primary bomb is to charge Stray Cat's condensed air bubbles. Kira is able to create virtual invisible air bombs to use as projectiles. These can be detonated automatically through contact or manually through Killer Queen's switch. Sheer Heart Attack is Killer Queen's secondary bomb and is an autonomous entity that detaches from Killer Queen's left hand. It is a high-range, mobile, heat-seeking bomb that is extremely durable and leaves massive explosions in its wake. Bite the Dust is Killer Queen's tertiary bomb. Created by a second pierce of the arrow, Bite the Dust is an independent bomb that implants Killer Queen into a host body. If the host reveals Kira's true identity in any way, willing or unwillingly, Bite the Dust will trigger and any investigators will be blown up before a time loop commences that sends everyone back an hour. Do you agree with these picks? Let us know in the comments below your top 10 JoJo Bizarre Adventure stands. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you want to see more top 10 videos like these, click the bell to be notified when we post another one. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a great day.